Welcome to the Chats and Tunes podcast.
Hey everyone.
This is just a quick pre-roll message to say that everything said in the episode is purely our own opinions and should be taken as such.
Yeah, so please don't send us any hate for the things we say and enjoy the episode. Be back.
And we're live.
We're live. Oh my god, he's a real guys.
Yeah, I'm the real deal. I'm not just an hologram that he's fallen on.
He's not my imaginary friend, alright.
Yeah, I'm hologram. So we're here.
Yeah.
We're here for a very special topic today.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a new series potential. We're thinking. I don't know what you think about titles.
Yeah.
Thinking something along the lines of like album reviews. And then just the name of like either the artist or the album.
I feel like album reviews really hits the nail on the head of what
we're doing, you know
it's kind of like,
some people might struggle to guess what we're about.
It's kind of underground, that kind of thing. You know, it's kind of abstract for
some people might not get it. It's artistic.
We are quite edgy,
we built everything.
Yeah. So if it wasn't clear enough, we are reviewing an album today.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of dodgy from the title, but today we're talking about Who Cares by Rex Orange County.
Yeah, so we're gonna give it a listen along, and we're gonna cut to whenever we're finished. We've got our notes ready to be taken. We're gonna review.
Yeah. We're also gonna pretend that we haven't listened to it.
Yeah. This is our first listen.
Yeah. We haven't listened to it at all, I promise.
Yeah. So we're gonna take notes and we'll cut to whenever we're finished. Maybe include a few clips of us vibing along, but yeah, so
if it's entertaining enough. But before we get started, I want to talk a wee bit about Rex Orange County.
Yeah.
I feel like he's kind of, I wouldn't say he's underground at all. I think he's quite well known now, although when you introduced me to him, you and James introduced me to him, I think he was quite underground, so I don't know if a lot of people wouldn't know his stuff.
Yeah.
But for anyone who doesn't know Rex Orange County, he's just the definition of a vibe, really, isn't it?
Yeah, he's really, I mean, we've talked about Happy Boy Summer before. He is just Happy Boy person. Like, he just has such positive vibes.
The energy is incredible.
He's just he seems like the type of person who you would meet in the night and be like, you're Rex Orange County. And he's like, oh my god, you're a fan. Thanks for calling me.
Yeah.
Even though he has millions of fans.
He's really humble.
Yeah.
You'd say that. And he kind of expressed that in his music. And his music's all about more like, obviously, he does like breakups and sad stuff with girls and all that kind of like pressure, but he does it in such like a happy tone.
Yeah.
It's, you know, even in songs like Corduroy Dreams, which is one of my favorites.
One of the best songs.
Absolutely one of his best songs. He talks about problems with girls and stuff, but it's really, he does it like a funny, good way.
He makes it seem very upbeat.
Yeah, it does.
For any of you that don't know him, but you think you might know him and you just don't know from the name, he's the person that did like Pluto Projector or is featured on like Flower Boy. He's like
Forward by Tyler and then Boredom by Tyler. Two of his biggest songs. Well, Boredom was definitely one of my favorite Tyler songs. He's featured on it. And Pluto Projector on TikTok, I think.
Yeah, it's hoping I can.
Yeah, that's the one. And it has a big orchestral bit. It's like it feels like a honeymoon. Yeah, good
so you'll I'm sure if you go and give him a listen, which we recommend you do, you'll know a few of his songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, today is about the new album. And
so what are your we don't
know.
We don't know what our thoughts are yet. So from a June, we get into the listen.
Maybe see you now in the jump cut.
See you in the jump cut.
Maybe see a couple of clips of us vibing. So
we just look like eagles on fucking YouTube right now.
Tyler, take it away.
Fuck. Really getting stuck.
Get the
fuck out of her. See, I concur. I'm modest. I'm tired. I'm honest. Sick, right? Tyler owns this. No harm.
Yeah, Tyler verse.
Yeah. Well, so kind of happy this time.
Yeah.
And that's
because it's amazing. It's about the girl.
We're genius.
We are. Yo, we need to include this clip now. We're listening to Amazing. We have just psychoanalyzed this man.
And then it's nice to be like heartfelt bit. And the violins are there again. Yeah.
And they're even upbeat now because his emotions are happy because he's talking about the girl.
So good.
Yeah. Amy, you are amazing.
2 hours later.
But we've just finished the album.
It's like the. That's not well.
Yeah, I know. This is Pluto Projector. We're listening to
Everything I thought I'd be. Okay, that's old Rex.
That's old Rex.
Current Rex.
Yeah,
That's
it's a good song. We'll listen to Pluto Projector.
But listen to the album.
Yeah,
It's really
do
good.
that.
I feel like it's his best album.
Honestly,
Yeah.
agreed.
No, that's
But yeah, so I think it's let me just write down
Yeah.
final notes here.
Sick. It really is. It just like I don't think there's one miss.
Yeah, I don't think there's a bad song. We've taken all our notes. I think there was a couple of songs that stood out as top songs, and there was a few songs that we were like
They fit the album,
they fit the album.
but I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there was one standout song that didn't fit the album, but
But we
completely
would
fit the album.
when you sit down and listen through it and understand what is happening in the album, it absolutely fits. But when you just listen to it musically, for the first time that I listened to it, it was quite confusing for it to actually be in there. But now we understand because we have done a full psychiatric evaluation on Mr. Rex Orange County and his cute little face. He actually has such a cute vibe though.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but like just the wee gap in his teeth and stuff, and he's just always
Yeah.
smiling, and it's just like.
He's such a happy person.
Yeah, he just feels like he could be unfazed by anything, but now he's just kind of laying out why he's not unfazed
Yeah.
in our documents.
So we've got our notes in front of us.
So we should probably just talk about the album overall first.
Yeah.
So what was your initially? What do you think the story of the album is, and what do you think?
I think there's a bit of it gets a bit confusing, but I think there's a very obvious storyline of Rex struggling, meeting a girl, falling in love, and then getting rocky potentially. With the ending of how did it end? Did it get okay? Being quite ambiguous, I think.
We didn't really understand it fully, and I think. Do you think? I know the first three tracks, they're all showing emotion and keep it up and go on and trying to be happy and trying to keep going and worth it. Like, am I worth it? And is it worth it to keep going? Do you think that those are about? Because I feel like those probably aren't about the girl. I think they're probably more about like the struggles of the music industry.
Yeah, I think that it was just the first three. It felt like first three was like it felt not like old Rex because I thought there was other songs that sounded like old Rex.
Yeah,
but it was very what we said at the start. Happy songs about struggling. Like it was it was like they were being like this. I am struggling. Like I'm going through a tough period of time, but I know that I have to keep going. Like I know certain times I'm like I feel very trapped or very stressed or whatever. But the upbeat was like him putting on like a mask or like a front to be like, I'm okay, everyone, don't worry.
Yeah.
Happy music, look. But then when you listen to the lyrics, it was his struggles.
Yeah, it's hard, and it's really prominent in the first three songs where it is talking about, he's trying to tell himself to keep it up and go on.
Yeah.
He's trying to open a window and stuff with the Tyler feature.
By the way, before we get into the song, Tyler feature.
The Tyler feature, it makes that probably my favorite song on the album, to be straight up, and you will hear one of the clips of us just driving out the Tyler feature. And he's trying to open a window and gets his face and stressed, and then obviously in Worth It as well, it cycles between major and minor and how it is worth it, and then like is it worth it to keep going on, and it's really interesting.
Yeah,
it's really good way to look at it.
I also thought a very something that was really prominent in the first three songs that I mentioned, because you learned, was the violins.
Yeah,
we talked about. I had written down that it nearly felt like you could link specific instruments to what aspect of his emotions or his personality. Like I felt very much that the bass, so the drums, and even at times the piano were acting as the front of the song.
Yeah.
They were setting it very predominantly main part of the song to keep it a happy song.
Yeah.
But you could very often hear these minor key violins playing in the background.
Yeah.
A lot that worked very well with the very difficult lyrics to hear.
Absolutely.
Which meant I sort of felt like it was nearly like a violin and lyrics show his emotions.
Yeah.
And the bass, the drum, and the piano and electric guitar even at times. Being his mask that he's putting up to keep it as a happy song or to show that he's okay. To
I feel like you picked it up very well, and I think in track 3 I've written that it really shows that, because the way track 3 works is it cycles between like a minor mood and a major, but like happy and sad. And in the sad bits, it is purely violin and strings playing the emotions.
Yeah.
And then in the happy bits, it's like a bouncy bass, percussion, and like electric guitars and stuff. So I think that shows it really well.
Yeah.
But then after that, so the first 3 we think is his emotions in the industry and just general emotions. And then we go to track 4, which is about a girl who has saved him from the feelings that he expressed in the first 2 tracks. So would you like agree with that? Or
So yeah, I think track 4 and 5 together.
Yeah.
It was so just, it really backed up what we were saying about the instruments, because I have written down here. Like come track 4, amazing.
Yeah.
The violin changed from minor to major,
Yeah.
and immediately he was singing about how much he was in love with this girl.
Yeah.
Like you can tell, like his emotions had changed, and so had the violin. It was the first upbeat song that had come along,
and it was the first upbeat violins.
Yeah.
Like we noticed.
So personally, Amazing was my favorite song on the whole album. I thought it was brilliant. And I think Come 1 in a Million, it was really interesting because the violins were very major when he was talking about her, and very minor talking about himself, showing that like self-doubt and the self-hate or whatever, like all that doubt he has of himself.
And it definitely is like it expresses his feelings and his emotional health really well, because it is like you just mentioned in 1 in a Million, for example, when he's talking about himself and his feelings, the instrumental becomes really minor. And then when he's talking about this girl and was happy and how she lifts his spirit almost. So it's really good in that respect. But Amazing is definitely is a very good song.
It's a very good song. Then we're on to what I would say is probably the last third, because it's come after 1 in a Million. It was sort of hard to understand the relationship between between Rex and this girl, because the next track is If You Want It, and you could just I'll let you talk about it, because you made some excellent points about Discord of the Mind.
Yeah, well, I just noticed the intro, it comes in and there's reverb added, and it's Discord of violins, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was
like
the
violins and synth.
And it really just didn't match, and it was cool. But then if you go from 1 in a Million, which is obviously we just mentioned and talking about, and he's happy with the girl and stuff, and If You Want It, obviously that straight up just shows like his mindset is that like, I'm here if you want me. And the Discord, I think, just shows that he's just worried that maybe she won't, and it just shows that he's lost almost without this girl in his life.
And I thought that, but it felt like nearly that continued, especially 7 AM and Shade.
Yeah.
They were I actually almost felt that, well, I had both 7 AM and 8, or track 7 and track 8, 7 AM and Shade.
Yeah.
Felt so old Rex.
Yeah.
And old Rex was predominantly, well, things are shit, but here's a happy song.
I'm happy, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was like, it was nice listening to it, because it was like old Rex, and I love old Rex, but it felt like maybe things in the relationship had gone quite downhill to get that, like the emotions to that state, or his like emotional state. Like even he mentions in like Shade, like he was doing everything to make sure the relationship was okay, but he was like opening doors, hoping that she would come back in. So
them like in case you like the Shade and stuff.
Like doing everything to try and get this girl to stay with him.
And he also mentioned he wanted to be attached to her side, so he never had to leave her.
Yeah.
So that is 7 AM and Shade both just show that it is just he's so attached, and his life and his happiness comes from this one source, and which it is an amazing storytelling album, and I think that it is probably where I will say a trilogy of stories coming to play, where it is like
Rex without this girl initially, Rex falling in love, and the relationship on the rocks
falling apart almost. And we couldn't really tell make it through, but then it was a wee bit cloudy. But
at come to that, Making Time nearly seemed as if the relationship was back together, but like it was so fragile. Then that's where Don't Shoot Me Down came in, and Don't Shoot Me Down is really intriguing, because music, if you just listen to the album, you're like not paying attention to what he's saying or the emotions behind songs. It is so out of place in this album.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't sound like a Who Cares song.
No.
It's a good song.
Absolutely.
Just not from it shouldn't have been from this album.
When my first listen to it, I thought this doesn't really
straight away. I was like, I don't know if this is and we said it before we sat down to take notes. I said in the car, what do you think of Don't Shut Me Down? We were both saying like it shouldn't be in the album, but it's still a good song to listen to by itself.
But now after the listen, I feel like it definitely should be in the album.
Because it was the vibe I took from it was it's so different from every other song because it's the first time Rex is actually sort of feeling himself. Like he's sort of being like, yo, you know what, I am doing okay. Like I'm making it in the music industry, I'm doing it. But there are still there's very big hints of like saying that I need you, like this girl, I still need you, or if you were to leave, I would still fall apart. Because like I took notes, there's literally 2 lines, like one after the other, is like no one can stop me. But then a couple of lines later he was like, because if you were to leave, my heart would break and I don't know if I could heal it.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I picked up as well. But at the same time, I looked at lines like, he says, don't lose me now. And I kind of thought that, you know, he isn't thinking about himself. It's not, I don't want you to leave. It's all in her hands. And it is quite literally like, I'm not a thing, don't lose me.
Yeah.
Or I am a thing, don't lose me. And I know that we looked at it a wee bit differently, but it's...
Yeah, but that's
music
interpretation. It's up to however you read it.
But I think it's still both descriptions.
Yeah, and they fit the album. They fit the story that he's talking about. I took what I took from it because I went into Who Cares and felt that Who Cares is all about how to be happy. Yeah, like it's very like the bridge. I said to Ryan changes in the first run through of the bridge. He says like, how am I supposed to be happy when all of these, like I worry about what all of these people think, like what all these people who cared. Yeah. And then it goes into Who Cares, and it's almost like as if it's trying to be like a double entendre. Like the chorus is Who Cares to make you seem as if he doesn't care, but the bridge before it shows that he's worried about who cares.
Yeah, it is quite a double meaning. It actually works really well.
Yeah, and it does. But then the next time the bridge came up, it says, I know how to be happy now that I know who cares. And it made it feel like it was nearly like I know who cares about me. Yeah. So I think I could maybe be happy. Yeah. Like I felt like it was very, very much open to interpretation.
It is, because it doesn't say whether it's like just your family who cares. Yeah, you realise it's just your friends.
Yeah. And it didn't, I don't think there was a lyric in there talking about the girl.
There's no mention.
There's no mention of the girl, which is why I was like, it could be taken in terms of the girl's gone now, and he's asking, how can I be happy again? And he's starting to realise he's still got his friends and his family around him and could be happy. Or it's, well, we're okay. I don't need to stop worrying. I don't need to worry about this girl anymore because I know we're in a healthy point. I'm able to be happy with her. And I know she cares instead of being family friends. So I feel like there's 2 ways it could have ended, and either way, again, fits the album.
It does. It fits it so well, because it could just be him realizing, you know, he's had all these emotions in the first 3 tracks, and he's found that she's a great way to cope with them. And then I think we've all been there. And then it goes through it falling apart and worry and struggling, and maybe even feeling the same emotions in the first 3 tracks.
Because I actually thought 7 and Shade felt very like the first 3 tracks.
Very similar.
And it was on the rocks because he went back to that doubting phase. And
he doesn't have that output anymore where he can deal with the struggle of having to keep it up. And I feel like maybe even he's talking about she's not his only reason to live, but it's a big part of why he's still going and doing what he's doing. And I think Who Cares it's a really cool way to finish the album. I think I've just finished watching Shutter Island, and the reason I bring it up, have you ever watched it? Yeah.
Best plot twist.
That's what I'm saying. But it's so open to interpretation.
Yeah.
You know, because it could just be them like they've just played him, or it could just be all in his head. And I feel like if I want to be happy and I want to think, he's found the girl, the relationship is going well, it's going strong, it's all good, or could it be he's just found himself, or could it just be oh, you know, in that moment, you know, after you end something where it's like you just feel at peace.
Yeah, you're like,
almost.
well,
Yeah,
it's done now. I don't have to worry about it. Obviously, you don't have her anymore to be a source of happiness,
Yeah.
but at least you don't have the doubt and the worry that you
Yeah.
had about keeping the relationship alive.
exactly.
So,
Yeah. So it is. It's the album tells an amazing story.
and it was so beautifully done.
Incredibly well done.
Like we said, I don't think any of the songs missed.
No, yeah, we actually just say that. I don't think. I don't look at one song and think. I look at the one song. I used to look at one song and think it's out of place. Should be done, for example. But now I look at it as one of the best songs of the album.
Yeah.
One of the best storytelling songs.
Yeah, I think it's the best in terms of what, like, trying to like put the album together. Like, very like not a final bit, but like it's very not it is very obvious what the story is because we took two different things from it, but it's very storytelling based.
Yeah,
which is why I didn't notice how much it fitted into the album until I paid attention to the lyrics.
Exactly, and that's a big thing. And I think that props to Rex. I didn't think he was capable of telling the story like over this many tracks and so well.
Like 11 tracks, and it felt like it was one story with phases. That flowed so well. You know what I mean?
And even when we were listening through it, and there's clips of us saying they were absolute geniuses.
We are psycho and
but it was so easy to come along with. And even from the first three, going from the first three tracks to where it's feeling sad and then into amazing, where the girls saved them, it's so obvious that's the direction.
And it's like we said, this is like our opinion of the music, and we do encourage you to go and listen. Absolutely. We can't play the songs because of copyright, but we encourage you to go and listen to the song and let us know what you think, because it to both of us it felt so clear. The switch in his emotions being like, my life kind of sucks. Like I hate myself. I doubt everything I do to. Absolutely. So never mind about how I feel. I am so in love with this girl. Like forget about all the issues I had. That immediate infatuation, like, and like he literally says like the song is about like don't change a thing. Like you are perfect, basically.
It is, and it's so well done, and I see even like track 9, Making Time, where we were talking about how the song and the lyrics really show that he's like trying to play it safe, and he's trying to make sure it doesn't crumble, and that's even backed up again by like it's the only song that really has a basic like instrumental. Every other song has like, I'm sure you agree, like orchestral vibes to it. There's so much depth and the reverb's added and stuff, but in Making Time it's just reverb and like a really basic power melody and a few wee things here and there, so it's even just in musically he tells the story so well. I feel like,
because I think Making Time, I think we both got the same thing from it, where it was like he's playing it safe on the song, as well as the fact that he's playing it safe in real life. Like the whole song's about like we'll stay inside, we're safe inside. We're perfect together, everything's okay. Don't worry about me, I'm fine. Let's just be happy, being safe together inside, playing it safe. Just the way you wrote the song.
Nothing can go wrong. And then obviously Should Be Done comes back into play. Maybe it didn't go so well. So she actually went outside.
That's where it can be like. But that's, I think, even like we said he did an excellent job of storytelling. I think he did an excellent job of storytelling with both the lyrics and the actual melodies of all the songs, because there wasn't like, there was maybe one song, and it was If You Want It, that it was hard to pull a meaning from. And even then, it was hard to pull a meaning from because it was a bit of a confusing song. And if you think about it, maybe the song was about him being confused about like the relationship being confusing at that time.
And I even went down that it, like the discord and the cloudiness of the instrumental could represent a clouded mind.
Like it's very confused about the relationship. Like, is it going okay? Is it falling apart? What's happening right now?
And the lyrics show that he's just like, I don't understand what's going on, so I'm gonna put it in your hands.
Like if you want it, I'm here. Like I'm in love with you. If you want to be in a relationship with me, it happens. That's as easy as that. Like so,
it is really a testament to Rex. It is 100%. A testament to his ability to make instrumentals and stuff, and his producing as well was very good throughout the entire album. I feel like some of the highs for me was just the Tyler creative verse again.
Yeah, we didn't talk enough about it, but Tyler is the only feature on this album.
Yeah.
Like, Open a Window was released as a single on what, Wednesday or Thursday? The album came out on Friday past, and even we both listened to Open a Window by itself as a single, and the two of us were like, it's a vibe, like it's such a good song. First time listening to it, I was already dancing. Like, I wish I had recorded the clip of me, like,
There's a clip of us.
Yeah,
you will see it if you're on YouTube, which we highly recommend.
Go check it out.
It's a really big vibe. And it is, I think, the Tyler verse. Like,
the album doesn't need features. It's strong, you know, and Rex carries it so well. But I feel like Tyler's didn't really add anything to the story. I think it was just so
Tyler just did a verse. Like, he didn't. I don't think he talked about any. Like, I mean, one of his lines is like, "I'm modest, I'm Tyler, I'm honest."
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't actually. He talks about himself rather than anything to do with the story.
Exactly.
But it's still just such a good verse.
Can I open a window? And it's just,
it doesn't fit, but I will listen to that song. That would be one of the songs I will pick out of the album regularly.
I would say if you had to choose a top three, what do you think your top three songs would be on the album?
It's a really good question. I actually want to say that the first three tracks are probably my favorite.
The first three tracks.
I feel like oh no, sorry, Keep It Up, Open a Window, and Amazing. Sorry, so 1, 2, and 4. I think I love Making Time just for the vibe, but I don't think, like, musically, I think that, you know, Amazing is incredible. I think Keep It Up, the vibe you get from that song is amazing. You just want to be just dancing.
Yeah, you're just vibing on.
And I feel like from the song that's talking about, like, it is very motivational. Keep it up and go on. And it's not about like, oh, you can do it. It's like, I'm depressed. That's fine. You know, we can just be depressed together and keep up and move
the
on.
whole song's like, I'm like, I have to keep telling myself, like, you're good enough. You are good enough. Keep going. Keep on. Like, his lyrics is literally like, keep it up and go on. And then at the end of it, it's like, it's enough. It's enough. Because he's like trying to reassure himself. But the rest of the lyrics are like, every time I open my mouth, I fuck things up. Like, no matter what I do, I'm a fuck up. So I need to keep telling myself, I'm not. But then it goes on to be like,
I'm not.
Like,
I mean, you said it so many
times. All the time.
So I think if I was to list my top three, I would say, I'd say.
Is this in order?
I think it's gonna be in order. I'm gonna say Keep It Up 3, Open a Window 2, Amazing 1.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
I'm sort of torn. Open a Window 2 and Amazing 1, agreed. That's in my opinion. I'm torn for number 3 between Keep It Up and Who Cares. I love both of them. I think both of them are brilliant, vibey songs, even though both of them could be taken to have very negative lyrics. Like, obviously Keep It Up does. Who Cares it's like open to interpretation. But if I were to choose between them, I'd probably go Keep It Up as well. I mean, it was just what a way to start an album. So I have to give it 3, Open a Window 2, and Amazing 1. So go check them out. Don't check them out as singles. Check the whole album out.
Listen to the album and try to understand the lyrics and listen to the story. I think it's the best way to. I know even artists like Tyler has. I wonder how much input he had on this album, because I think that.
He probably helped with the.
I feel like, because I don't know, you probably haven't ever listened to Igor all the way through. I think we talked about this before.
We did. But I had listened to Igor while I was doing something else, so I haven't actually listened. It's just like I listened to, like, the same way the first time I listened through this, I just listened to the song. I didn't pick out any meaning.
Exactly.
So I wasn't able to get a meaning from Igor because I didn't pay enough attention to it.
But it is like testament to Tyler again. Like, Igor's a really storytelling. I think before he released it, he dropped something on his Instagram and all socials. It was like, to listen to this album and to understand it, just don't be doing anything. Lie in your bed, listen to it, headphones in, and just understand. And it's all about like falling in love, and you know, the last track is like, can we be friends? Because that hasn't worked out. And it's like, and it explores like his problems with sex. I think his sexuality and stuff, and there was always a hint of that with Tyler. But yeah, so I actually wonder how much input he had on this, because again, I didn't know Rex was capable of this, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying that he isn't.
Yeah,
I'm saying that he probably did have a wee bit of help somewhere, but
because I feel like in Rex's other songs, he is good at telling a story on a single song.
Yeah.
Like he's good at making it obvious what the song's about.
yeah,
Like the song is about his mental health or about a girl he's recently fallen in love with or whatever. But I've never heard him make an album that was a story the whole way through the album. So it was really interesting to see this. And I think you might be right. I think he probably got assistance from Tyler in terms of here's how I would structure it. Like you clearly had this experience.
Yeah.
Do like a story arc. This is how you felt prior to it. This is what happened at the start. This is what happened before it ended or before it went back to being a healthy, good relationship.
Yeah.
And I think he did it brilliantly. Honestly, I think it's one of his. I think it's his best album. It's an excellent album for just the start of 2022.
I think it's. I know. Don't get me wrong. I don't feel like it's going to be up there with like album of the year. Well, I mean, saying that, I don't really know. Drake won't drop. Kanye won't drop. Travis might.
Yeah, we don't know who will drop for the rest of the year, but if someone else drops better albums, someone else drops better albums. At the minute, this is album of the year because nothing else has really dropped.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I understand that. Yeah, I feel like that's probably.
Because like Dawn the Two could have been up there, but we're not talking about Kanye.
I'm talking about
We've
Kanye.
done 3 episodes in a row. So that's us. This isn't going to be like a regular podcast episode, by the way. So if you are checking out on YouTube, I think we're going to have a separate series for any time an album comes out that we want to review.
But I feel like this is well, I mean, don't please talk about it. I don't really know if anything else is going out in the future. So but whatever it does, we will make one of these.
And I
I
really enjoyed this. And expect an episode on Tuesday as well. We will still be doing our Discover Weekly as per, but
our general music love and stuff.
Yeah, so it was really because I've got plenty more to talk about now. I was watching a documentary on Nirvana and
okay, cool. I watched them. They're a big prominent. Like their music was good in Batman. I don't know if you watched it, have you?
No, I haven't seen it.
I watched it on it. We're not talking about Batman. We'll talk about it in the next episode.
This is that. I think that about wraps up our episode on Rex. But check out Rex on Spotify.
Absolutely. Who cares?
Who cares?
Spotify, streaming everywhere. Very good album.
And stream us.
And stream us.
On YouTube, Spotify.
If you're hearing this, everything. And get us higher than number 76.
If you see us anywhere, like if you see us being advertised anywhere, let us know because we've been reached out to. We're hopefully going to be bumping the podcast up a bit.
Production and everything.
Fuck top 100. We're going top 10. All right. We're going to be number 1 podcast in the world. Two chaps from
Newcastle, sunny.
From an undisclosed location.
Absolutely. So definitely, I think overall, album was amazing. Really didn't disappoint. It tells an amazing story. The one feature was incredible. The emotion you get out of the album is when you listen to it is really good. I love the way it ends, where you can kind of decide where
you can take the story whatever way you want. Open-ended, but I think do you want to rate the album out of 10 or anything, or just let other people choose them?
Well, in my opinion, in our humble opinion, I feel like the storytelling's excellent, and we could be completely wrong in saying that like it lets you choose the ending. It could just be really obvious and like really not that well done.
Yeah, but again, tell us if that's how you feel. If you listen the whole way through and say, listen, what you said was wrong. I think this song means this. I think this song means this, and I think the album as a whole is about this.
Yeah.
Tell us, because we want to hear other people's opinion. We made this podcast to listen to other people's opinions of music.
Yeah, to learn about people's opinions and taste. But
so I feel like if we'll say storytelling's a solid like 9, 8, 9. I'd say instrumentally, it's probably not a lot of people sing, but I think the depth that they add and stuff, I'd say I'd give it a solid 8 as well. And lyrically as well, I'd say I'd give the album probably a solid 8 out of 10.
I think I agree with everything you said because storytelling is really well done in terms of he wrote it whatever way he wrote it, but he made it easy enough to interpret your own meanings from. So I would give it an 8 or a 9, maybe a 9.
Yeah.
But then I think it's cool because the first time you listen through this album, I think you'll just think of it as like a summertime vibe of being
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
boy, very
Good.
very
good
cool,
thought, yeah.
chill songs, and then you listen to the lyrics and you're like, oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool that he does. I'll give it an 8 out of 10 for the
Yeah.
melodies of the song, the actual like tunes, and then like you said, the lyrics and the story. Like I would think the lyrics and the storytelling, I think it was really well done. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10 as well.
Absolutely. So that was Encouraged by Rex Functionality.
So yeah,
And we were Ryan and Rory.
peace. See you on Tuesday's episode.
Tuesdays.